The Tragedy of an Educated Wife. Short story by Maqsood Hasni. Translated by Najam. Free Abuzar barqi kutab'khana. February 2019. 20 years is not a short period, and even during this period abomination changes into intimacy. I got united with Zabe 20 years before, and now we were fully acquainted with the habits and necessities of each other in this period. Likewise, we had got used to each other's weak points. Time had strengthened the chains of relations, and, in fact, we had become inseparable from each other. When we had any rift, we settled this dispute by mutual concessions. The fact was that there was the element of emotionalism in our love. I lived 20 years with Zabe, and we were inevitable for each other during this period. Although she loved me, yet her attachment to her son, Naveed, in fact, was to the sentiment extent. But I never complained in this behalf, because my son really deserved this affection and maternal love. As a result, he got inclined to his mother, and it was quite natural, because a child is always more inclined to his mother. It was really surprising that, despite being the only child, Naveed remained aloof, but his mother wanted to be with him every time. We did not feel this very habit of his beginning. Now he was 18 and behaved willfully with his mother. He went to the extent of saying that I was very simple-minded because I chose ignorant and illiterate wench and spent 20 years with her. We got angry at his remark, but he was serious while addressing me. I pondered over Naveed's statement and the excellent moments which chanced to have with Zabe in loneliness. Although Zabe was an uneducated woman, yet she was faithful and well-mannered. She cooperated with me in the days of poverty and encouraged me in the hour of trouble. After a long contemplation, I thought that Naveed's statement was tantamount to high-handedness. I tried my level best to free myself from the impact of Naveed's words, but they were sticking to my mind that I had spent 20 years with an unlettered lady. If I had spent these years with an educated woman, my life would have become more pleasant. Although Zabe was an uneducated lady, yet she proved to be a helping hand for me in crisis. I had got a distinguished status in the society, and she was the equal sharer in my progress and looked after me in the best possible way. Despite all her favor, I was forced to think that, if she had been educated, she would have been more conducive regarding the rearing of Naveed and his mental normalcy. When conflicting behaviors prospered, they gave rise to estrangement and rift. We got entangled in little rifts, and I thought she was not doing her job in the best way. I found errors even in her household affairs. She complained about my attitude to her, and I thought she was really innocent because ignorance was not her guilt. Hina had been working with me for the last 2 years, and I never paid heed to this fact that she was a beautiful and well-mannered girl. She was looking very attractive, and I fell in love with her despite having a faithful wife. I wanted to get united with her to have a cheerful life. I thought that Naveed would be pleased to have a well-mannered mother, and I would be a prosperous man with her kind cooperation. I got married to her secretly. I thought that he would definitely be happy to have an educated mother and everything would be alright. Hina had also promised to set everything right. I entered my house like a great conqueror. Zabe and Navid were already introduced to her as my secretary and they welcomed her cheerfully. After some time, I asked Navid how he found Hina. He praised her and I got encouraged that he had accepted her as his mother. When I was cocksure about Navid, I told him that she would stay in the same house. Firstly, he did not believe and got dumb, but Hina herself corroborated what I said. After this, he went and said,